AI skills for design engineering. And we are going to be learning today about the problem of how do you build a consistent brand when it's so fast to build and you have a lot of different products. You have presentations, you have platforms, you have landing pages. How do you teach cloud or the development tool you're using to know your brand and be consistent with that? So you can have a design already. The design can have the logos, the colors, and how do you bring that to the code? So what is design engineer? It's not a designer that codes. It's not an engineer that uses Figma, but something in between that understands the color tokens, the concept behind all of that, the patterns, how to translate that in a language that both sides can use. So it's a connective tissue between designing, that is creating a language, creating the patterns of expressing a brand with color, with movement and everything. And how do we turn that into something that works as in a platform and give users the feeling of your brand consistently? So I'm trying to do that with no handoff, so building it all directly on cloud. And why now? Because coding is a lot faster. Teams are smaller, and the quality level is a lot higher because it's faster and easier to do. You reduce the team, and you have less communication costs, less handoff costs, so you can increase your quality bar in the same time with a smaller team. We have a lot of companies that focus on that. There is a very interesting role open at RAND, for example, for a design engineer that prototypes, ships on code, then takes it back to Figma to polish. But the design engineer tests everything directly from the AI agent using my agent workflow first. So we have Vercel. Oh, they have a lot of things very interesting on V0 that you can test the design and everything. Cursor is also bringing a lot of tools for designing to the agentic interface. And we have the very known ones, Linear and Stripe as well. What is the toolkit behind that? Design tokens is not new. It's not AI tokens, but design tokens is the colors, the spacing, the rating, everything behind the brand that express it by designers for code as well. We have component systems. A very famous one that is used a lot right now is ShadCN, for example. You have a lot of components. It's a building blocks to build interfaces, and they have a whole themes. You can build themes very easily and get your whole UI feeling the same very fast. And what are we talking now? We have been working with agent workflows, AI pipelines, and lately agent skills is what is getting shipped the most, and I'm seeing most people using agent skills. So who here use cloud? Okay, almost everyone. Who's using Cursor? Who's using Lovable tools? Okay, so most of you are using cloud. And how do you teach cloud to do something? You use skills. You give him the skill to do something, right? So the idea behind what I'm building is to bring these skills to cloud. Other patterns that are doing something like this are, for example, Google Stitch have a design MD file with all the rules for your design. It's very interesting. It's one file. You give that to your agent, and it knows how your brand should feel. That's something I want to incorporate as well. It's not ready yet, but I'm going to show you in a second. You have a lot of really nice skills. For example, Impeccable. Impeccable is you can you have the design MD inside Impeccable, and Impeccable you have a tool set of skills to adjust the design. So, I want it to be more colorful. I want it to be more polished. I want it to be more chaotic. And you can talk to your agent, and it's gonna adjust all the design tokens in your project. ShadCN and registry is something I really like to work with as well, because you have all the base components. And the registries are a way to distribute your brand components as well. You can use Shadcn as a base, and then you can get and create your own registry and allow people to build on top of your brand. So you give your brand a theme, the components, create customized components, and then you can distribute that. So with these types of patterns, you can consistently build inside your brand. And what I'm going to present you a little bit today is Get Shit Pretty. It's inspired by GSD, it's Get Shit Done, which is you install it through a node on your cloud, and then you have a lot of skills, but mostly a pipeline that guides you to planning and other things. And here I'm building a version of it for how to teach your cloud to design inside your brand. So we go through brief, defining the brand, all the tokens, creating components, and shipping UI. So I added around 34, 35 skills inside that. And the idea is, who here have a notebook, is ready to code? Here, okay. So if you want to build things right now, you can open your cloud, and I'm gonna help you guys install and start testing the pipeline. Okay, so step 0 is to open your terminal and get cloud running. To install Get Shit Done, you can use npx Get Shit Pretty, and I published it as an npm package. Here you have all the information about how to install it, a little bit about how it works. I divide it into 2 sub-pipelines, one for brand and then one for projects, so you can build your brand once and then build as many projects as you want around the brand. I added some presets for your styling and a lot of expertise skills, so color expert, typography expert, visual expert, so giving you ideas about the visuals. I don't have the video creator or sound creator, so for these ones you're gonna need to go out, use other sources, but to teach the cloud is here. And then we have all the guidance. So let's go to the terminal. Okay, I created a clean folder to run it, and then you just go npx. How do I zoom it? Is it better? Okay, so it's not only for cloud, you can use in other runtime tools. You can use on OpenCode, Gemini, Codex. Here I'm gonna be using Claude, so I always suggest you to install locally, because if you put too many skills on your global, it can start getting heavy. So install it on your project folder. And if you sense that you're using one of the skills a lot, bring that to the global and you're gonna have it everywhere, but you can install local. And all right, it's already installed. So when I run Cloud, I can do GSP. I have all the skills here. Start. And then it's gonna start the pipeline that I described before. I'm gonna let it think a little bit. It's gonna look if there's something on my project already, to understand if you already have code there, what tools are you using there, if you already have a brand there, and then suggest the next step. While it works, I wanna give you guys some examples of things that I use it for. So the result of the brand pipeline, GSP start to begin. I use that as the entry point. So whenever you're starting a brand, starting to work on the project, changing something, you can use that and talk to the agent to do whatever you want. That's the entry point for any pipeline. This is an example. Last week I was doing a rebrand for Shipit, the company that I work for, and we build those type of toolings, AI toolings for other companies as well. And this is just a simple HTML that resulted from the brand pipeline, and I iterated on top of it until it had the field that I wanted. So this is a brand result. We use numbers, not promises. The portfolio is the proof. They're ready to ship. And here is the, oh, that's the same one. The website. Another example is Chainless. Kevin is here. He's been my testing guy for GSP. So Kevin is not a designer. He's not been working as a developer for quite some time as well. But I asked, hey, Kevin, can you run this and see what you can build with that? So he's doing a rebranding of the Chainless website. This is already live. He launched it yesterday. And he used GSP to translate the new styles he wanted to a working website, all through code. So the agent helped him defining the colors. Oh, the cards are going to have this double border. That's something he added. He wanted that. The typography, the copies, and he felt safe to do that. So, Kevin, if you want to give a little testimonial, right now.
I'm not a designer, and I managed to not only build a website but a brand. And while you guys are seeing the website, I also used it internally in a platform that I was building, and did an awesome job in creating the brand and token designs, and not only bringing in the website but also in the application itself. So like with AI, you can code, you can create something functional, but it didn't have the taste. Like it was very simple or plain. And with GSP, I was able to get some, well, to make it more unique and have some design itself to get it pretty.
Okay. So it scanned my repository. It found nothing, so I'm going to start a new brand. And it's going to start asking me questions. Because when you give Cloud skills, you still have to decide what to do and curate things. So the start entry point, it asks you questions to help you think about the brand, the strategy, and everything behind it. It's going to call another skill that is the brief. So I'm going to now pass my brand brief. I'm going to use layer 2, which is the name of the workshop. And we're going to think a little bit about what we're going to build now. But for example, if you already have a brand, like Jean have IP brand, you can say, okay, my brand is IP. I already have the visual identity. I want to set it up on this repository. And then the brand pipeline is going to help you set up on the repository. Here you can select if it's early stage, different name, different context, type anything. So let me type here. This is a brand for AI skills presentations. Let's see how it goes. So after briefing, it's going to start researching the market to give you more insight about how to position yourself and how to position your brand visually as well. Sure.
Because now you're building from this spec,
Yeah.
whatever. So maybe it might be easier, but I'm curious about like how was it for you, because I'd like to see the before and after.
For Chainless,
Yeah.
do you have that somewhere, Ken?
So, like, since yesterday, the website actually showed is live, but maybe you can show like Play Store and Google. And show
Maybe you can open on archive.
just use the website.
You want to see the last page, the last page? Web archive, maybe?
Maybe.
There's a web archive. Wayback Machine.
It's loading. Web archive?
Wayback.
I know that you guys have a presentation, you can continue your flow and then you can edit.
Yeah, it's a little bit slow. Sorry, guys. So now it's asking me about competitors to know how they position the brand itself. So I would just go with the first one to give the idea. Let's see if some of you guys are trying it as well. Are you trying to run it, Jean, there? Cool.
I would rather and if it finishes soon, I can have a different app. No, it's
Amazing.
It's a very extensive process. To be honest, me, it took like 8 hours to get it from zero to where I wanted to get, and it's very extensive and solving, but it really does the job. So, and Julia optimizes sense, like day-to-day interaction with me using it. It's not too bad. I wouldn't say that it's bad. I mean, if you compare with like hiring an agency to do it for you, but it's not something that you're gonna do. Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, if you want to, I can show the first, or.
Cool. Yeah, and ideally, for example, this is gonna create a folder inside your repository, call it design. Inside that folder, it's gonna store all the branding files, because when you're running only on the session, it doesn't store the information, the context. So the pipeline stores everything inside branding, and you can set up multiple brandings. So Cuddle, Get Shit Pretty. It's gonna, yeah.
The first thing that I did was I wanted to use the brand that we already had to do something new. And I said, this is the brand. And he asked me, like, let's change it. No, or it asks you a question and you try to digest the brand. Because maybe you have the brand, but you don't have like the brand book. So you're gonna try to create this brand guideline from the brand that you have, and it's gonna try to show you like open things that maybe didn't address, or things that maybe you provide or context about, and then you create the brand. You do not need to start from scratch, and we did it. When I did it, I wanted to post the brand, but I didn't want to change the color, change the logo. I just wanted to change the logo. Yeah, then I'll just first ask to make a
You can use brand. You can just say, okay, register the brand I have with the brand artifacts, and then you're gonna have this folder that you can take to any other repository and use the JSP skill set to produce code within that brand. So it gives you that peel of the brand that you can take to other places. The archives, let's go there.
Because I'm having a hard time. Like the first word is like.
It will help you. Just ask many questions like, what's wrong here? Try to solve. What are your competitors? What difference you in them? And it helps you see not only the visual aspect, but the positioning itself. Like what makes it unique. and your brand file is inside block, they're gonna create scripture on it. And for instance, like for Chainless, you're on chain neobank, but you're not a bank. And I told this to like the DSP, and once in a while I'm trying to edit something, and he gets angry with me because he says, no, you're not a bank. I wouldn't advise you to do it that.
Yeah. So if you try to say, if you're saying, okay, I'm gonna use all square buttons and everything, and then you try to put a round button, it's gonna say, oh, this is not on the brand. What are you doing? It's not something that you put one prompt and get everything ready, but it prompts you to teach your code how to be your designer.
You get lost so easily.
Yeah. And it makes you think, because you have to think about the strategy. Why are you doing such a light brand for something that you want to be revolutionary? Does that make sense? Yeah, so Chainless was more the previous identity. It's taken a while to load here, but Chainless previous identity was very Web3 tech guy, and they wanted to shift more towards a higher net worth endpoint, and that's why Kevin was doing the rebrand. So they wanted to target a new audience, and you use GSP to do that. And so GSP created a persona for me. I can check if that's the persona I want to add. I can adjust. I can add another persona. So let's say, looks right. And it's gonna move to the next phase. Branding, I don't know if you guys have done a branding process before. Have some of you guys been through a branding process for your company? Never? No? Have you been through a branding process for IP?
Yeah.
How long was it?
There were several different projects, but usually for IP was 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Yeah. Interview and then references and go back and forth.
Mm-hmm. So imagine that you have those 3 weeks and you condensate that into a couple of hours running the brand pipeline. Brands are very complex. You have the specific type of people you want to reach, you have the look and feel that you want, you have the strategy of how to position yourself. So we ran a few branding workshops for our companies. It always takes a few weeks until getting everyone to agree. And I like to think that it needs to target someone, but you need to be proud of your brand. And why I did this because I wanted to work from the terminal and be able to talk with my brand. So I can, anytime I need to, okay, I want to adjust something because it's not hitting the persona that I want, I can go back to the brand, run an audit, and adjust what I want to adjust. And I'll have all the brand files updated. So for example, GSP, I ran the pipeline for GSP, and I created the website for it there as well. Let me show you guys here. So I wanted to be more terminal, developer-like. I like the ACR, so this is one of the results. And I did this website, the brand and the website in a weekend. And now anything I want to add, if I want to add another page, I just run a project, let's create the login and internal tools for GSP people, if I'm gonna start calling people to work with me. And I don't have to worry anymore about, is it gonna have the right color? Is it gonna be on brand? Is the copy gonna be correct? So this was mostly one-shot prompt. It suggested to me, okay, so you should have the changelog, you should have GitHub, because it researches the persona you were trying to target. So it's gonna provide you ideas to what you're gonna build as well. We were saying that it takes a long time. I added a quick preset. I added some presets, and there is a quick branding process that you can select one of the presets to
He's using the
botanical.
He's doing his thing now. And I told him, you're taking out the presets and the things, and I just want to see if we can get a before and after by the end of the
Mhm. Yeah. So I added some presets. I want to work more on them, but there are some presets. For example, Bauhaus. We have the Neo Brutalins, very bold. I added one for the Nothing brand. There is very minimal. The frosted glass and the very traditional ones is there as well, but it's one of many the traditional AI results. Okay, so here the brand's gonna keep running. Yesterday I ran a brand Zoom. Thank you. Yesterday I ran a branding pipeline for a fictional branding for plushie toys for cloud companions. It's cuddle. And now let's say then I ran just start again to start a project. And then you run just start and say, okay, I want to start a project from that brand. And then I selected the name. It's going to identify if you have something on your repository. If you already use some kind of stack, if you're using VT, if you're using Next.js, it's going to identify and keep on what you're building. But if you're not using anything, I added some toolings for Next.js and ShadCN with Tailwind, so it can help you get started for people that don't have that much experience yet. So let's say it's a greenfield, and it's gonna set up the project for me and start building the website using ShadCN components, which is the whole set for components. Are you guys familiar with this type of component kits? It's loading, just a moment. But are you guys familiar with? Do you have experience working with this?
Yeah.
And how's your experience with ShadCN? Can you share with us?
It's the standard nowadays for components. If you build a web app, you most likely will use Tailwind, and then ShadCN is like the component system for Tailwind. So it's standard nowadays.
Yeah. And what are those components? They are buttons, they are forms, it's the navigation, the sidebar. So it gives you all the primitives for that, and then you can customize that to your branding. And the branding pipeline is going to give you the themes that's going to be applied to that. So you don't have to worry about, is my button going to work? You just get a button that's ready and make it look like yours. That's how we're doing this design inside the code nowadays. And what I wanted to bring is a way to bring the brand and a way to connect with the developed code. Okay. So this is a foundation for design systems. This is how it looks. And Kevin's website is using this, but all customized for his branding. My Shipit website is using this, but customized for Shipit. And when we are talking about agent skills, the best place to find them is on this website, skills.sh. I'm putting all GSP skills here as well, so you're going to eventually, if they get more use, they're going to appear here. But this is a Vercel registry for skills, where you can run npx skills and the name of the repository, and it's going to find all the skill MD files inside there, and you can install that on your repository. And you have a lot of really nice skills here. The first one is Find Skills, which teachers are called to find other skills. I recommend that. You have Web Design Guidelines, really nice as well. It's a really, really cool experience to be able to find those skills and add those. And if you guys want to know the difference between GSP and just adding skills, the difference is the pipeline. Because when you have the skill, it gives called an ability. But when you need to learn a new domain to apply on your project, like, okay, I'm not a designer, I need to put my brand here, then GSP is going to ask you the things to be able to set up the code to respect your brand. Okay. Any questions, guys? Okay. Let's see if channel is loaded. Yeah. Okay, so this is how Chainless was looking before. The dark, the contrast, more illustrations, a little bit more fun. Yeah. This was done in Framer, and then the new one is it's directly coded, and anytime now Kevin can go there and say, oh, I want to change how my cards look like. And then the cloud is going to identify that you have the design skills. It's going to ask, okay, how do you want your cards to look like? And then you can answer how you want that. Okay. Yes. So let me see. We have quite some time yet. Now for the whole ideas of the presentation, this was it. Let me show you guys the final slides just to give more clarity on the steps. So this is what I created for branding pipeline. You give a brief. It's going to research competitors and suggest you how to position your brand. Then you're going to talk with it about the strategy. Then you're going to talk about the identity, how to sound like, how to look like. And then it's going to build the patterns and guidelines and present that HTML file for you to look at and iterate on top of it. And only when you are happy with this, you say, okay, it looks good, it's going to stop asking you things. And all of these are going to be files inside the repository for Cloud to consult anytime it wants. Then after you have your brand set up, you can go over and create your projects. So projects, this is something I'm still iterating on. So if you guys test it, have some suggestions, bring back to me. First you give the scope. It's going to research how to make it. So let's say I want to do the grants program. You give the scope. I want to build the platform to receive grants, to propose grants and receive the projects. It's going to look at competitors who are doing that and get ideas and get how to do that so people understand what you're going to be shipping. Then it's going to propose a design, the pages, the components, and everything. It's going to critique itself. It's going to say, okay, is this accessible? Is this a good UX? Does it follow good patterns for experience? Only then it's going to start building it. And it's going to build, if you're using Next.js with ShadCN, it's going to build with that. If you're using something else already on the repository, it's going to keep using what you use, because you can let the cloud use the skills that are already there. And then you can review and QA, and it can go back and forth until it have the style that you want and the result that you want. So this is what I propose with Get Shit Pretty. It's not only getting pretty, but consistent. And the gap that I like to talk about when talking about design engineering is what's most important is what gets built. We can build a lot of things, but you need something or someone to ask you, is this what we want to build? Does it make sense for our project? Does it make sense for our product? Because it's very easy now to say, okay, build this. And then you have 10 different versions and none of them sticks because it's not fully aligned or it's not everyone is on board with that. And if we separate the conversation, that was what usually happens. So designers design, engineers build. The engineers don't know how to decide what to build. So when we're talking about design engineering, let's put everything on the same room. Now we have smaller teams. The same person engineering is the person designing it as well. So you need the skills to know what to build. That's the biggest gap I'm feeling right now on our projects. People can build things, but you need something to help you decide if that's adequate to your vision, your company vision. And then the connection between the two, which is what GSP does, is the design system, which is how to translate branding into code patterns. That's ideally, it's going to be all coded. And if you ask yourself, how long does it take to change a color on my brand and on my platform? If it's more than one line asking, please change the color, then you might have a system problem, and you can benefit from having a proper design system integrated on your code, which is the idea behind it. Okay, guys, this is what I wanted to share with you. So it was on the event to bring your notebooks and bring a brand. And I'm going to be here going over the tables and talking with you guys, helping you set up everything and see what you guys have and giving you ideas. It finished? Yeah. Oh my God. Does it look good? Yeah.
Don't worry.
Okay, thank you.
So before and after, so there. So before, so what I did was, this was maybe 5 minutes, right? And I did 2 prompts. The first prompt was use this. I gave it the repo, study the repo, and follow the steps, and you make all the series. I said it just like that, right? And it shows the botanical thing, and then I did the second prompt just to polish one thing that I didn't like. This one element that I didn't like, and this is what it means. So what I didn't like before was the carousel, but now I really like this carousel, and I can see that it didn't make the standard structure that it would normally do. And because now I'm making, I don't know, 5 websites per day, right? So I can see that these 2 minutes that it uses the skill basically makes something that is not standard, at least. And it looks beautiful because this is the botanical thing, and there are other things, right? So, yeah.
So what do you have here? You have home, apps, events, community, city graph, articles. So is that something from before? Is that something new?
So the way it was before was very standard. So you see it's like it's a carousel, and it keeps going on like this, and I specifically made like an app store looking page. And now the agent just used the package, and it was given total freedom. So it makes like more like I guess landing page in a way, right? But the taste is very good, and that's what matters.
Okay, so you changed the whole design with 2 prompts.
It was 1.1 prompt. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's I will explore other themes and maybe make like because my weekly limit is running out, my rate limit is running out, but I still have a lot of credit. So I'm just gonna play around with it and maybe make
Cool.
different versions and maybe we can study what happens.
Okay. So for your case, I think something that for me was really insightful is that that's why it took like 8 hours and a lot of like credits and so on. It's because I was using it to decide on my positioning and strategy before creating anything different. So like the things that make you unique, the things that different from your competitors, who are your target audience and what they like and what they do. I did like many iterations in those steps. Like Julia named them like strategy and what's the word? I think research and then strategy. Like it was going deep into my competitor's website and asking questions, and then creating like a foundation to create a unique brand. And after I created this vision, so I think like putting an extra mile on the 4 billion videos, you can take something way more unique. And another thing that we didn't explore yet is that while I did this all myself, we have the same people company. And while I was doing this myself, I can now share all of the brand files with my team. And now everything that everyone's gonna create, even without doing any prompt with just a researcher, I can kind of like audit that the brand stays the same. And whoa.
Yeah.
So if you have more people working, I would say that it's even better because you can create the brand and then ensure that it's aligned with everything that comes next. This can be sure a company, but also like an open source project that everyone is doing.
Yeah, that's a good question. Like, so if you create then brand guide or because I did already have a website. What does it do with the brand itself?
It's gonna translate.
Yeah, I can
Like, see if it goes back.
like in terms of files and folders and structure, is it going to create like a brand? Yeah, like a brand guide or something.
It's gonna, let me see. It's gonna create a .design file inside the repository. Not file, sorry, a folder. Inside that folder, it's gonna create. I have a folder called branding, and then you can create several brands inside there. So when you run the pipeline is going to create your brand folder with identity, messaging, color tokens, and everything. And then you can translate that to how your code is.
Okay, I found it. Yeah. I don't know if you want me to share, but I did find it.
Let's see here. So this is an example of a positioning file. This is for GSP itself. So I wanted to position it. It's a little bit small. Let me see if I can.
Is it inside the dot design? Yeah, everything?
Yeah, everything is .design.
Then there is for brand, and then there's like research, strategy.
Okay, yeah, it didn't create all of these files, but I can.
If you go through the whole pipeline, it's going to be creating one by one. So this is the positioning one. So GSP is for builders who ship from the terminal but want their products to earn trust through the branding. And it creates you this view, like Figma is a process and design native. You have the components and development native V0, ShadCN, and I want it to be a guided journey, but for in between developer and designer. So here it is. And it's gonna create this for the ecosystem that you're building for. I was just saying, okay, I want it to be for developers and designers, and it's gonna suggest a positioning to differentiate yourself. So it creates all these files that you can consult from time to time and update. I have the market landscape as well.
files are not like for humans to read. You can read them, and I just use mine a lot. So I'm trying to iterate on it. But like the thing is, after it's ready, it's just something that AI is gonna be reading and reading before any action. So every time you do a new feature or a new page or anything, it's gonna use the things that you did in the past to guide
Yeah.
things.
And AI is getting a lot better. So the skills are a way to give a specific tool, but as AI gets better, you can revisit things and trends change. Sometimes you want to update your brand. So I wanted to give you a tool to have a long-lived brand inside your code in this new terminal first world. So the research do a trend analysis as well. And for now, this makes sense, but let's say in a year, I might need to audit the brand to keep talking with my audience. So I can get these files, run a brand slash GSP brand audit, and update my brand for my new projects. So this is all the things that it creates. That's why it's a little bit token intensive, because it creates all the thinking behind it. That's really cool. So this is the branding, and then projects.
Something that is worth showing you that if you go to the Chainless website in the filter, after I created a website, I wanted to create a blog, and I did it like in a one shot. So it took me like, I don't know, like 15 minutes talk with all of the AI thinking. So it blog, I just said, I want to create a blog, and then he did it with the brand that I already created, and knowing everything that he knows about my brand. So I think after you break the first like effort, it becomes a system to create anything.
How long did it take you to create the blog?
20 minutes tops. And if you click, it's like visually aligned, and I mean, it was created inside the brand.
In the same repository, just great.
It was just a new project under the same brand.
Okay, I'm gonna be here. You can.
I'm curious about the process of creating the online.
The process. Okay, so I was using this one on a daily basis. Just the.
Okay, so you pick now new roots of
Oh. So I was using Get Shit Done, which is for planning and letting your AI autonomously run a project. We use it for some client projects that ship it. And I know that it doesn't think about design. So I said, okay, I have to audit the other developers' design every day. And I know that if they create new code on top of a messy design system, I will always have to go there and audit and update the components and change everything. So they know, because I have a few PRs with like 20,000 lines of code changing the code just to audit the design system. And I wanted to create something that could be used to set up, and then I don't have to worry about messy design anymore. So I used this structure that have the pipeline for creating the plan, and then your project run autonomously on top of it. So I used this one as an input. I used the cloud itself, and I started saying, okay, for branding, I usually do these steps. And then I created the pipeline for branding. Initially, I'd create everything together. Then I realized, okay, after we set up the brand, we don't need to set it up again for anything we want to do. So I separated it into the two parts. We set up the brand once, and then we can build multiple projects. Or for example, you have different products under the same project. You have Chainless Business, Chainless Pro. There are brand differences between them. you can create both brands and say this project is for this one, these other projects for this one on the same repository. Because sometimes you just need to adjust something on the interface depending on the client, and then you can use a different brand for that. Okay. So this really fast. It's being forked a lot. It has a token. One day I don't know if you guys saw this, but one day the creator of this one woke up and saw he had $9K in a Solana coin that someone created for the repository, and he as the owner of the repository could claim. So that's really cool. There's a few open source projects like this one. So this is phase for code production autonomously, and then the other one I decided to make it ask you things because the brand is yours, and make it different. You gotta answer things. Thank you, guys. Let me add here.
But it's just like, hey guys, so I think 2 p.m. we have AI house. I can create something
so
like
then
this.
you
can chill here.
With that,
I think
right?
Julia is gonna be around here too.
Yeah, it's gonna help you adjust the brand. It's all on the terminal.
Okay.
Have you used the terminal before?
No. Now we are
All computers have the
ready to work until 2 p.m.
it's command line,
See you at AI house.
and you run the command line.
2 p.m.
You
at
install
AI house.
Cloud Agent here, and then there's a set of skills for this agent to use.
Okay, and you have the skills. So how I can have the skills?
You can copy this
Oh,
like this, and you go to the terminal, and you just paste it,
okay.
and it's gonna install for you.
Oh, easy.
And then you select how you want to install. I do. I don't use that much.
Or Instagram, what do you prefer? I want to follow you to ask you. or I can use it and promote it.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's gonna bring you to the developer world.
But do you think it's easy for people like me? I'm not a developer. It's easy to use?
It's a good way to start
Okay.
because you can use the commands, and it's gonna ask you things to select, and it's gonna help you through creating your brand and creating your code.
Okay. So I prefer if I have a developer friend and he's explaining in the beginning and I can understand.
I think the hardest part for you is gonna be starting,
Yeah.
because you need to open the terminal, get Cloud to running there,
Yeah.
which is not hard. It's the same as I showed here. You copy the command from Cloud Code
Okay.
on your terminal, and it's gonna install Cloud there, and then you install this one, and you can run.
Oh, I forgot your Twitter. No, this is a Spanish.
Oh, sorry.
I think it's here. Okay. I follow. So I will try to use it and practice, and I can promote it. Because it's so cool, but some things I don't understand because I'm not a developer. And the part with all the like coding, the coding part for me is like, oh my god. But I'm that part. I'm sure it's easy, but I read that and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, basically it's gonna ask you things here,
Yeah.
and you're running a chat session with Cloud Code. So let's say I want to sound like this, and then Cloud is thinking just like it is on ChatGPT and other things. and this is creating files and folders on your computer. Okay, cloud behavior. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Say, let me alone.
I am Claudia.
Thank you.
Thank you
I
very
will
much.
check with my friend.
Send a message if you want some help to set it up.
For sure, yeah.
Try to run cloud once, or try to find your terminal
for
there.
my own, like
Yeah.
to experiment. And after, if I have a doubt, I can ask you or a developer.
Yeah.
Or an EV. I always.
Let me show you something. I think you're gonna like it. It's very. The beginning is very scary,
Yeah.
but let me show you when I started to develop. Okay. This is my GitHub. This is my GitHub. I started less than a year ago.
Oh.
This is around the time I started coding, and it's been in July.
In general.
Yeah,
Okay. Oh my god. I'm not a. I want to learn, but it's not my. Just to can do this type of thing. Because I'm not a developer person. I'm a creative. Other things. But I want to learn to create my own thing, like website, like apps. Because all the time is, hey, you are a developer, you're my friend, you want to help me to create something.
and this is a good way because if you can use that on the repository, it's the same place where your developer is working, so you guys can share the tool.
And you create that, all of that.
What I was showing you. Yes.
So good. I like it.
And for example, you can use skills, and you have Solidity. Blockchain is made with Solidity contracts for that. So you can add skills on your agent to know how to code and review blockchain apps. So this is a really good source for you. Find skills to let your agent learn how to do things,
Okay.
and you just go there and say, "Hey, use this skill."
Or I just need to say, do this, because he know how.
Yeah. So you come here, you copy, paste there, and your agent's gonna know how to do it.
And are you from here? From Floripa? From Floripa. I have 4 months living here. And I want to stay.
Já sabe falar português?
Now. So tomorrow you will go to the Ethereum Hub. Again tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm gonna be there as well.
I have a friend that maybe he will be happy to meet you because he always making that type of things. So I will introduce you tomorrow.
Okay. And I think GSP is gonna be a really cool way for you to start the experiment with Terminal if you want to.
Yeah, I want. Maybe in 1 year, I say, hey, now I'm already. I'm start a year ago, and I create it. Oh, so good.
Because if you follow both pipelines through the commons, it gives you a website that you can put on there without all the blockings from Lovable.
And it's so cool because we don't need another person. We can have our agent.
And you can even download Lovable code
Oh yeah.
to your computer,
Okay.
open the agent on the folder, and talk to it using Cloud
Okay.
and the skills to adjust things.
Oh, okay. And the code you show me, where I can find the code that I need to copy.
Last year I had more. There's a few collection ones that.
GSP? Just Studio.
So when you just gotta get.
Se eu baixar ele e o Get
Oh, Ele funciona sozinho.
Sim, mas eu gosto dos dois aí, o GetDone e ele.
Não precisa, só se quiser usar o GetDone para fazer o planejamento das coisas.
Tem o Carlos Santos roda para baixar o GetDone. Ele já tá aqui para baixar. Mas eu parei ainda para mexer. Eu quero baixar o teu. Cara, pode arrumar o site.
Gostou?
Eu tô amiga da Vicky, né?
Sim.
Eu chamei ela pra vir hoje, mas ela foi jogar tênis.
É fofa.
Né? Ela vai jogar tênis. Eu falei,
O GetDone, ele é bem legal, mas esse aqui eu criei para ser um pouco mais fácil de trabalhar com mais pessoas. Porque tu cria marca, daí cada um pode ir criando projetos a partir da marca, né? E o GetDone, ele tem um plano que tu trabalha no nível das ideias, do planejamento, e daí ele delega para a gente ficar executando.
eu sou mais direcionado para design. Os sites mesmo. Depois que me segue para eu te liberar, porque daí é que o meu negócio é fechado. Eu postei aqui.
Que massa. Obrigada.
Eu adoro. E daí eu não sabia ter um negócio na hora, mas eu vou agora postar outro marcando bem grande.
Testa, traz feedback, manda mensagem, porque ontem mesmo eu fiz um update para tentar deixar o resultado sair mais fácil para vocês.
É o usuário, né? A experiência do usuário.
Sim. Então, faz 2 semanas a Cloud começou a mexer o rate limit das contas e estava estourando para todo mundo. Aí o Pedro que aqui estava testando, estourou, o Kevin estourou, daí eu fiquei...
Mas o Max tá estourando, né?
Obrigado,
O
Júlio.
Max não tá.
Vai almoçar, só agradecer
Tá.
por
Então, eu vou ficar por aí, aí depois se quiser ajuda para não sei quantos repositórios diferentes tu tem da IP.
Sim.
Daí a gente cria a pastinha branding
Eu
e só vai
comecei a
levando.